So the goal of this problem is to familiarize everybody with the notation that we're using in next lecture. So we have this particular function here. It is a vector valued function, meaning that its output here is a vector. Input here also happens to be a vector as well. And here's the function. Question is, what is D? If you see this right away, there's really nothing tricky about it. You can submit your answer and move on. But if this kind of trips you up, then let's review the notation a little bit. So when we say that psi of x goes from our capital D to our lowercase d, what we're saying is that the input to psi, our x here, is a vector. It's a vector in our D, and our output phi of x, is also a vector, potentially a different dimension. Let's look at something more concrete. Let's say that we want to write down a function that goes from R3 to R7. Then, well, let's just come up with such a function. My input should be in R3, which means that I will need to write down 3 scalar here to form my vector x. And my output needs to be in R7, which means I need to write down a vector here with 7 scalars in it. So I'll just start writing something down, maybe x1, x2, x3. Maybe I want x1 squared, x2 squared. Maybe I want the 1 down here again. And here we are. Here's one such function that goes from R3 to R7.